them. They'll make a few comments. We're going to start the graduation. It's going to be in reverse alphabetical order. Get up out of the seat, move to that end of the room. You'll come around here and receive your certificate and go through the line. Everybody clear on that? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first session, graduation of the Lieutenant Aaron Allen Public Servant Youth Leadership Academy. It is my honor to introduce the IMPD Chief of Police, Mr. Brian Roach, for a few comments. Chief?
Thanks, Don. Well, good afternoon. How are you guys? So I've heard nothing but good things about you all. I thought it was important to come here and to express my gratitude for, number one, Father's House for thinking of this, Public Safety Foundation, who gave some dollars to it, Chandra, who took a program that we've been talking about for several years and adapted it a little bit for the youth. And talking out in the hall, I understand that a lot of the concepts that you guys have picked up fairly quickly, according to Mr. Westfall, you did it better than police officers do typically, so we appreciate that. So I just wanted to take a minute and make sure that you know that the reason we do this is because we care about you. If you ever find yourself not thinking much of yourselves, look at those people around you and those people that have put an effort into you all week. Lieutenant Bender for helping put this together. And make sure you reach out to them. Hopefully you've built some friendships with those amongst each of you, and that you've realized that you have a lot of things in common, and you see them as people that you can reach out to. So congratulations. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and appreciate everybody that's helped you be better you. And probably the most important thing as you grow up is that people will look at you. You may not think that they do, but the better you can be, the better those people around you are going to be. So remember that, and keep service in mind, and hopefully someday you'll participate in one of the organizations that spent so much time this week with you. So thanks.
Chief, thank you very much. I'd like to present the president of Fraternal Order of Police Lodge number 86, Mr. Rick Snyder.
Thanks, Don. Well, good afternoon again. It's good to be back with you. I was here on Monday morning when you guys began your work that was before you. And if you'll remember, one of the things that I talked about was really this focus on your self-development and focusing on leadership development. And if you'll remember what I shared with you, the focus was really on servant leadership. You remember that? And I know that you spent a great deal of time this week talking and learning about those concepts. I think the biggest thing that I hope that you take away, and I'm pretty confident this phrase was probably shared with you, but it was through the instruction of Mr. Bill Westfall that this phrase left an impression upon my life that I can assure you it impacts me every single day. And I hope the greatest takeaway you take from here is this one phrase: circumstances do not dictate your character, they reveal it and become the opportunity to refine and to develop it. If you think about that and remember that, no matter what your background is, no matter what challenges you face in the past, today, or tomorrow, none of that dictates your character. It just simply reveals it. And so hopefully what you learned was the importance of values that will guide you today and moving forward. And so hopefully the folks that spent so much time with you, Chandra, and everybody else that spent so much time with you, will help you in that process, because it is a lifelong learning process. Don't let anybody or anything take that away from you. You're the only one that controls that and owns that. That's your character. Okay? So I'm so very proud of you. Thank you for taking on this challenge and doing it. Thank you for also being the first group. You'll set the standard for many groups to follow behind you. And we look forward to seeing how you're going to take what you learned here and pay that forward to our community. So congratulations. You should be very proud of yourselves.
Rick, thank you. And when you guys found out he was coming out here by unanimous decree, a final word from our lead leadership instructor, Mr. Bill Westfall.
I hope I wasn't late. Am I late?
No, sir.
Okay, good, good. Because you know us high eyes have that problem sometimes. So how are you all doing today? And I don't speak well without having some type of a curriculum in front of me, and I wasn't anticipating speaking at all, okay? But can I have a few moments then?
Yes, sir, you may.
I will try and make this somewhat succinct, and it's a piece I wanted to share with you during the course of the week, and we just didn't have time. And it's something I always share with our police officers in the course of our week together, and it's a story that I'm going to borrow from a guy by the name of Stephen Pressfield, who wrote a book about Alexander the Great. And he tells about a battle where Alexander had, in fact, and this was actually a king by the name of Darius in an area that's called Persia at the time. And he was outnumbered 5-1. And he did a rather unique piece on that battlefield where he just swept across the front of the army that he was attacking, and then parried into the strength of it because he was outnumbered 5-1. He told his men when that would happen that they would panic and they would run, and that's exactly what happened. But he told them not to catch up with them and not to, in fact, destroy, because he knew that would create a lot of angst among the people, and he wouldn't be able to rule very effectively if he conquered. Now, let me tell you why I share that with you, because, and these are Stephen Pressfield's words, but if you'll allow me, I'll borrow them. Alexander was furious with his army because they disappointed him. So he chastised them, and then he basically dismissed them and said he was not to be disturbed. But by noon the next day, now you have to understand something here. This was an army that loved this man. If you truly lead the people that you lead, it creates a bond like no other bond. That's not my words, it's Joshua Chamberlain's words. And so they had this bond, and they had disappointed their leader. So the next day they came to him and basically begged him. And his good friend Hephaestion comes out and tells him, come out and just look. So he came out of his tent and he looked out there, and I want you to picture this monstrous U with 45,000 men in it. And he said, as he looked into their eyes, some of them were weeping because they had felt they had disappointed him. But he was still furious with them, and he started back to his tent, and his friend grabbed his arm and said, no, Alexander, can't you see how much they love and respect you? And he finally started looking into their faces and saw that. And then this man is described as Socrates Redbeard. So I want you to picture him. He's over 6 feet tall in an era when men were like 5'6". He's huge. He's got flaming red hair, and he's been wounded in the battle. And the author described him as one who had not betrayed the trust to his leader. And he approached his king and he said this. He said, haven't we always been true to you? How many of us fought for you, had bled for you, and died for you? And then he screamed to his king, what more do you want of us? Now, let me tell you his response, and let me tell you why I share that with you. I realize I can't do this much longer, and I'll miss it, because I really love the people I get to work with, and I hope that you'll learn to love them too. My generation has for you a message, and has a vision, and here's the vision. We're going to borrow now Alexander's words. He embraced this behemoth of a warrior who was his brother, and he simply stood back and said this to him, we want you to be magnificent. And I say the same thing to you. And I mentioned over the last 2 days that your generation will resolve whether this country will become either a melting pot or a stew, especially with the diversity. The message that I actually borrowed from King, we must learn to live as brothers and sisters or die as fools. That will be resolved in your lifetime. And I want to say this to you, my last words to you, if you allow me. We want you to be magnificent. And one thing, I just had lunch with a group, and I said, you know something? This was good for me. Because I wasn't too sure if I should be out here at my age talking to 14 and 15-year-olds. But you know the thing I've learned from you? Is you gave me hope. You gave me hope. And I thank you for that.
Thank you. Pastor Holland. Would you like to say a word, sir? One last word.
I would. I would like to tell you, first of all, that the dream and the vision for this academy did not come from me. I've been blessed to be able to help this gentleman that you see right here. That his heart, when he retired, was to continue to be able to put into the lives of young people what he has done for over 40 years for IMPD, and that's to try to make our city better and to try to help you and make you better. And I just have had the joy and the pleasure to be along for the ride and to help him any way I can. So I think you should really give Mr. Don Bender, Lieutenant Bender, a great hand for his heart and his vision, because you wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. So thank you. I'm very proud of you. And this is going to get better every year. You always have a meeting after these great events on things that went well and things that didn't go so good, and how can we improve. And then I want to say thank you to Chandra for being here and doing such a fantastic job. Hadn't she been awesome this week? And then whether you know it or not, Jacob was here all week on standby on his day off and other things to be available and ready in case someone needed him for the IT and the technical parts of the events. And of course, my sweet daughter-in-law, Miss Destiny, has been here as well, working extra and making sure that things went the way that they should. And Detective Shelton has also been here to help. So give them a great, wonderful hand today. So, and I say, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And thank you so much for letting us be a blessing to your life. Back to you.
Pastor, thank you. I'd just like to say I was a member of teamwork. One of our character traits, teamwork. Teamwork. Without further ado, how many of you would like to graduate? Chief, would you come up here? Sir, stand next to me. Pastor, Bill, would you come up here also? Pastor? What we're going to do is call you up. Come in from this side, please. We'll start in reverse alphabetical order. Miss Grace Ann Zielinski. Brian's daughter. Alejandro Zambrano. Donovan W. Woodcock. Sean Williams. Jackson P. Stewart. Jeffrey O. Smith. Griffin O. Smith. Nora Rosita Shelton. Nia E. Shelton. Maya Nicole Shelton.
Have a theme going on there.
Katie D. Ruiz. Amelia Fiona Rose. Sierra Nicole Parker. Angie E. Morales. Congratulations, Angie. Flor D. Maldonado. Catherine Lily Munoz. Thank you. Briley Gwenna Leary. Caden Grayson Leary. Thank you. Eliana Ali Khatib. Eliana, congratulations. DeAnthony J. Johnson. DeAnthony, congratulations. Emilia Cardenas. Grace A. Apolea. Thank you. Marjorie D. Apalea. Marjorie, congratulations. Denzel Gabriel Arismende. Denzel, congratulations. Hector Alberto. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. I noticed that I'd like to say a couple of things of thanks. I have known Bill for over 25 years, taken as many courses as I could from him, and he's been a wonderful mentor. Pastor, you are an amazing leader. Rick, you're leading chief, the leadership you're providing. A lieutenant back there who is a former boss. She's staying in the background, but she mentored me for a couple of years as a lieutenant on the street. Thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you very much. And thank you, Chandra, for all the work that you've done out here this week. And all the members of the church that have supported us. In just a moment, we're going to have a cake in here. Wayne, do we have a cutter? Okay. We have a cake in here. We're going to stay around for a few moments and enjoy that.
But before you do, we have one more thing. There's always one more thing. If they will come quickly.
One more thing.
Would you let the Chandra have the microphone? I'll clear off the stage.
No, you're staying right here. So you guys have found out a little bit about me this week and how I love seeing dreams come true. You guys have had a front row seat to see a dream of a leader come true to make this happen. And we're just so gracious for his hard work, because doing the right thing sometimes is not very easy, and you reach a few obstacles. And this man has fought and fought to make his dream come true, and it's such a blessing to be able to do that and to give back and tell him thank you today. So the Father's House and your Explorers would like to present you with a gift of gratitude. Thank you.
Take the pen. I'm helping your life, you just don't know.
You are. Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you.
Let's get a cake in here, man. Come on. Let's get a cake in here.
Hey guys, can we all line up here? We want to take a picture with our dignitaries. Bring your certificates. And we don't want to cover up the sign, so if you guys can get low in front of this sign.
It's louder. It sounds more painful too.
So don't, if you got to duck. And if some of you come on this side, let's even it out.